Welcome back to the ARK on the Chaos Gaming servers. So you might have seen I have moved, so I'm now back on my normal account. I mentioned there was some issues here with the first bit. So I did build last time, just down the hill there. So this is essentially my original base. This is also my tribe base, so I've got some tribe stuff there. But I'm just going to carry on from where I got to. So as far as this new base goes, this is my building. So basically a larger version of the same thing, a square rectangle with nice thatched roof, kind of like the style. And pretty much identical greenhouse design. There's some combat music, I'm not sure what just aggroed me. Hopefully nothing that can break my base. And actually mentioning this here, I can't remember mentioning before, having a stone wall between the greenhouse and the main building, very important. These greenhouse walls are a lot easier to break, and if something breaks through them, you don't want them to get inside your main area. So very useful to have a door in between the two. And I think S+ light just turns off these torches a little bit too early in the morning, so that's really like that. So some key differences here. So this is basically a Primal industrial forge. It's basically a forge but faster, and gives a lot more charcoal as well, a lot quicker. That's maybe so I've got that. So you can upgrade to that like as soon as you have the resources. The other upgrade items here. Okay, so these are just crafting stations for some mods. Not really important at all. So this is like a better cooking thing. And this is like building walls and stuff. So I got my Dodos still, so they've got a quite nice number of eggs. Should at this point have a reasonable amount of crops as well. I've left that running for a while. So this Extinction Bench, it's actually a fairly cheap item, it's worth getting fairly soon. See, there's a little bit of metal. So the main use of this is, first you've got a couple of crafting options for stuff related specifically to extinction resources. But the other really big use of building this is the travel to another server button, which within the cluster lets me change maps like an obelisk without going to an obelisk. So if you recall, I said the soul timer can do pretty much anything that's left outside. So just as a coincidence, this is spawned here. There's the base I just showed you. So these will drop like cementing paste and stuff, so I might as well get it. Problem is you can only tame it with a sweet vegetable cake. It's quite restrictive, this one. Could make it with the FMK. So sweet vegetable cake, so it's basically an upgraded cooking station. So you can use like a cooking pot or whatever. You probably still need to irrigate them as well as a pipe. Kind of got annoyed with S+ pipes and just sort of did that because it wouldn't let me place an intake and tap anywhere else. Well, yeah, it's basically a cooking station, so I'm going to look at consumables, vegetables. Okay, so looking at this, so you've got fibre, easy, sap, get the sap in a moment. Stimulants fairly easy, it's like stim breeze and stuff, and I've got the long grass and rock out and sabo roots because we did the greenhouse last time. Difficult ones here is going to be giant bee honey. If you have FMK you can just craft that, otherwise you have to go find some. And the other difficult one here is going to be sap. So sap, don't want to do a trip. I'll do a trip quickly for sap. So you've got two choices. So you've got the redwood forest, it happens to just be over there. You can put a tree tap on it. I find tree taps are really painfully slow. So I'm going to use this Extinction Bench and I'm going to go to Valg. And once you're on Valg, I wanted to not spawn at the small island spawn point. This is actually one of the most convenient things in ARK. So I'm going to take the ferry. If you haven't got your ferry yet, you could use an axe. Check quickly that this looks okay. It's normally quite a safe area actually. And I think the most risky thing there is get the spyglass up. I think that's an Alpha Pteranodons. Yeah, and it's only 30. Like I might as well kill that for the blood. Okay, got some taming helper, some more narcotics, a couple of nice drops, potion, and a decent amount of blood. And I guess I'll keep picking up those. I've got enough, but I keep finding them. I've got a lot of levels, so you should always level up your ferry. I'm just gonna think I'll put it to let's get some more weights because they overload quickly and some damage because they can kill stuff quicker. Force it down there, I think I'm okay. Now thing to make sure is you upgrade the harvesting for what I'm doing, and honestly most of the time power harvesting is the best one to go. and it's almost never worth splitting between both. Like, have one ferry for power, one ferry for delicate. And that enforcer there. Let's just get rid of that quickly, because again, 3 resources, and the ferry will give me a harvest bonus on it. So there you go, that's another 300 oil. More scrap, more electronics, so that I'll never craft electronics. And this is where most of the overloading of weight comes from. Ferries pick up a ridiculous amount of wood. But now the reason I'm actually here is these little tree stumps. So these tree stumps can sometimes drop sap. And I'll say sometimes, because I'm sure it's most of the time, except when I'm trying to demonstrate it. Just saw I did 3 in a row with no sap. But they're all over this area, so let's look around. Don't want to get electrocuted by that, so let's get rid of it. One down there. Okay, sap. So I'm getting 20 sap to start with, and then the harvesting bonus increases that to 33. Okay, I'm getting quite a lot of sap now, so I'm going to do this and try and get like... I'm going to try and get 1,000 or so, because I did transfer a map just for this one resource. But the basic point is, yeah, this is way quicker than trying to use a tree tap. Even when you account for map transfer time. Yeah, so I got some nice drops, so that's what I'll probably do for now. 3,000 sap on that island. And a bunch of other quite useful resources. One thing to note, I'm not going to take this, so Alpha Flak chest piece and so well, the Alpha Flak armor in general is worth picking up on the condition it has good durability. Because like I said, the armor breaks so easily, it's kind of expensive if you look at how much blood and hide it's going to cost as well as metal. Personally, I'm not going to bother unless it's like 8,000 durability. But yeah, if I get some good stuff, I will make it. And now back to the island. I forgot to pick up the soul gun when I was changing stuff around. I'll pick up the soul gun there. Do have the soul ball though, so let's just pick that up. And do have the remote. So I'm going to do teleport to any obelisk. Hopefully nothing kills me immediately on the obelisk, and then I'll transfer back to the island. Now it's actually going to fail. I just realised that now. So I've got element. I kind of want to keep this element though. So on Chaos Gaming and potentially on other servers, I have this cross travel element. This is like an not element, so you can't use it to power stuff directly, but you can then transfer with it, and you can convert it back to element again once you're on the other map. So I know a couple of things at this point, so I can get Alpha. I also had a little bit of Apex blood, but I think it's going to be wasteful to use the Apex blood on it. But these, unlike the healing stews, go to 100% healing, so it's a lot simpler. The main thing there is you need the Alpha blood, you need the rare mushrooms, and you need the rare flowers. Well, I showed how to get the flowers and the mushrooms from a swamp. That's not a particularly big issue, it's just a little bit of a... Just have to be careful going to the swamp. And killing Alphas at this point with either the Pteranodon or the fairy, that's fairly straightforward. I'm going to make 10 of those, just so I have some in my storage here to heal stuff easily. The other thing I'm going to just made is some scissors. So I probably should have mentioned scissors like a while ago. So what I want to do is cut my hair, which I have left growing, because I, like I said, hadn't even thought about mentioning before this. Let's just go with that to get hair. The reason why I want the hair is because I do want to have a nanny at some point. It's an S plus thing, but the S plus one is 50 hair. So I just got 14, now I'm going to leave it like 6 hours to grow again. Hair grows pretty fast, but not fast when you're trying to harvest it. So looking back at this, I now have the sap, I have most of the stuff, but not the honey. So I'm going to have to go and try and find a bee's nest. So I should have the run around. Let's go and make that the first slot, I think that's most convenient. Although, I guess I can get the gun out and use control menu. This is just slightly faster if it just stays there. And I've got some levels on this one, so let's level it up a bit to 300% speed. Go exploring. And there should be bees, I believe, in the forest, but the forest can be kind of dangerous. What is going to help a lot of this though is the awesome spyglass, because it highlights the dinosaurs. So there we go. This is what I'm looking for, like a beehive on the side of a tree, but one that's not next to a boss. Try and find a different beehive. So once I put that remote down there, I know I can just use it in the inventory and press E, but it's just easier in the quick bar. Try and get bird. It's like circling me really annoyingly. Try coming over here. So these people are using tree taps, but like I said, I think it's just easier to go to Valg. But if you go to a tree tap thing, it's kind of like the easiest way. Put the platform on somewhere, put tree taps, put as many tree taps around it as you can, and have a teleporter so you can get it easily. That was like exactly what I was trying to avoid. That's why I hate those birds, because it can kill you on your dinosaur. And apparently it's not going to show me my death point again, but I kind of know where I was. I just have to get another Pteranodon out. Now let's go back up here. Kind of fortunate because I died on this platform. My Pteranodon was pretty safe because those birds don't seem to be aggressive towards Pteranodons. You know, they are aggressive herbivores players. I also had hit it, I suppose. See how close I was to killing it as well. Okay, just flying well away from that explosion. Okay, I found I'm lucky because it's red text. Yeah, it's a player that just did that. I thought that was a wild celestial attack and I could have died there. Okay, this one up here, there's no player stuff built on this one. It just happened that the one I picked before had stuff built around it. So to get to this hive, I'm just going to build underneath it with a little platform. Probably still not high enough, so I'm going to try building. See how high I think I need to go. If I need to go that high, let's build another one of those. Actually, I could build a ladder, that'll work. 2 ladders. These trees are really big, it didn't look that high, but actually I think that's pretty high. I can climb up. Can I reach that? Yeah, gather honey. No. Alright, I'll get killed. So once they get off of that, if you sprint away like fast enough, just get away from them. I'm going to spawn here and I'm going to fly back. I don't want to leave those platforms there. Even though I have tombstone, I don't lose my stuff, but I still want to leave like random structures around. I think that's bad. So of course the other alternative would be I could have just made bug repellent. Actually I could have afforded that as well. Pelt hail wall. And some awesome pestle which I did have, so that would have been a smart choice I suppose. But I do have tombstone here, so I'm not too worried about dying. I have to say, I only very rarely ever want to get, like even actually official, like a couple of times I've ever wanted honey, so I've never really like got good at doing that. Yeah, I think I picked up all the stuff. I don't really want to go back. I'm just going to show I picked up all the stuff. Okay, so to make the sweet vegetable cake, the other thing I'm going to need is honey. So after some lessons on how not to do that, to get this second batch of honey, I'm going to try and do it properly. So I'm going to make this bug repellent item. And I'll probably have some pelts around anyway, and it's a mortar and pestle. I've got narcotics around somewhere, so I should be able to make that. And this lasts for 10 minutes. So I'm only going to get one lot of honey, so one should do as long as I don't lose it. And back out to find another hive. So there's a hive up there, so I'm going to do the same thing I did last time with the foundations. You still need to reach it. I'm going to find out if this bug repellent works. It's telling me. That's a lot higher, let's make some more foundations. I'm going to stack them. I guess I could put walls up and then put a ceiling or something, but I think it's easier because these stack in S+. Probably want some more ladders to go with that. Go 3 more. One to build on the top. Okay, I think it'll let me build them as I climb up. Assuming it lets me climb. Climbing. Okay, let me build that there. I need one more. Foundation, one more ladder. And I can now reach that. So if I use the bug repellent first, I've got this status effect for 600 seconds. If I say 600 minutes, it's 10 minutes. Math. And now I've taken honey and yeah, these aren't attacking me anymore. is exactly what I wanted. Drop all the honey in there, so I've got 2 so far. I guess I can make another 3, because I think I'm going to use the honey for it's going to boil quite quickly. And I do have all the other items. So that's cake made. Turn that off. My crossbow, and let's find the snail. They do move about, so I have to around it for a bit to see where it went. There it is, it's gone over here. So yeah, it's tameable and knockout. So knockout. Good enough. I think it's trying to run away from me. I think 1 might be good enough. Get an awful lot of damage over time. And it's going to be 4 cakes. I'll put the other one in the fridge in case I need it some future point. I might get more than 1 of these. And it is done. Take this back to the base. And all I need to do is put it in the soul terminal. And with the soul terminal's passive generation turned on, it's going to make me cementing paste. Well, I like that on unsort because new things go at the bottom. So yes, bug repellent works. First try I did it was wrong. Used the bug repellent. So next up, what I want to do is move on to the next tier, Primal Fear. Now if we look for the Alpha, nope, not the right thing. I want to look at Toxic Kibble. You cannot make Alpha yet, I do not have Toxic. So Toxic Kibble requires regular eggs, then Alpha will require Toxic eggs. So I can make, let's say, 10 of these. And what I'm going to do there is just go out and get some Toxic Dodos. I think they're the easiest toxic thing to tame, and they lay eggs pretty quickly. Other options might be a Toxic Parasaur or something. But I think the Dodos are a good starting point. In fact, for Dodos, I'm not going to bother with the good arrows. I'm going to try and use up some of these crap ones because it's a Dodo. Find the Dodos, I think the easiest way is to take the Pteranodon like far along the beach. Good place in the out and open, easy to see. So as soon as I spot them, I can land easily. What's this primal thing wanting to kill me? Okay, it's a shark, it can't get up here. Toxic Dodos are aggressive, but they're slow. So as long as you're not like careless, it's not going to catch up with you. And they are easy to knock out. Especially a low level one like this. And then I'll use the kibble that I made to tame. I'm not going to bother taming help on that because there's going to be 1 kibble. So back to the base, I got a few of these Toxic Dodos, not really very exciting to tame, so I might not show all of them. And I spent a lot of time flying in circles, finding none of the stuff I wanted to find and show. So if I had seen them, I would have got an Oviraptor, because I've got plenty of eggs here from the Dodos. You can tame it with the Dodo eggs. And the Oviraptor would make the other egg layers faster, although Dodos are pretty fast. There's a Toxic egg already. So I'm going to use the Alpha for 2 things. I want Alpha Dodos to lay eggs. I'm going to deal with the toxic ones, that's a little bit harder. But I also want to go get an Alpha Pteranodon. And I think I have the saddle engram learned yet. So I just need some Alpha hide, but I've been killing Alphas with the Pteranodon for a while now. And I got a load of chitin from killing bugs and crabs and stuff. Okay, so the first thing I found on the beach was an Alpha Pteranodon. It's only level 40, but still going to be a good upgrade. The regular ones. Now, problem is it's up there. I'm not going any like hit scan weapon right now, so I'm going to have to wait for it to land. I have tried to bowler these in the past. I can never get a bowler to work on an Alpha. I'm going to assume it just doesn't work. So my plan is I'm going to wait for it to land. I'm going to put the good arrows on. And yeah, when it comes into land, I'm going to try and headshot it. I've got 2k torpor, so it shouldn't be too hard to knock out. And it requires 1 of those 8 kibbles, so that's not too much. Actually bring the saddle, or did I mess that up? I forgot the saddle. Once I've got it, I'm going to teleport back to base, pick up the saddle. Okay, it's coming into land. My crossbow. Come on, look towards me. Gonna do probably 1,000 or so. I might need to do this twice. But once it's done running away, it should land again. If you're a really, really good shot, you might even get a manage to shoot it in the air. Land again, so I'm going to get off my crossbow and headshot. Okay, that didn't count somehow. server. What on earth? What is wrong with this thing? Okay, let's shoot it in the back. One kibble. Channel's going to be kind of slow, so I'm just going to give it the taming helper. Pick up this. Pick up this one. Go get the saddle. Back out, I've got the saddle now. Give it the saddle. And at this point I've actually found some experience potions around. Okay, I've only got one small one on me. But they're good for getting the player level up quicker or just for leveling up your dinosaur a bit quicker. But worth noting here, even with like pretty low level tame, how good the melee damage rate and health started out. And that one small, that's going to give me 40 points. Just going to make this a lot easier. I don't need to mess about this time. Plenty of weight. We go for like 20,000 at least hit points, even though it's a very low level. And go put that into melee damage. If it was a better tame, I'd put more into movement speed. But what I want for this one is for it to be a good, like, initial fighter. Help me out a lot. Find something to show this off on. I should be okay as long as I pay careful attention to what those raptors are doing. Don't get stuck on stuff. So it has some like armor, I'm doing less damage to it, but as I watch the torpor I should be okay. It's going to die pretty quickly, so actually you can see the torpor is going up, but I'm still perfectly fine for that. Okay, so it looks like I found an Alpha Dodo. So normally on the beaches like this is the place I find them the easiest. What's that music? Primal, shark. I'm okay as long as I don't go in the water. That defense unit, I think I need that out the way. Now once I've got the defense units out the way, I might as well kill them anyway just for the resources. I'm going to say no to the oil and the metal. I'm going to say no to that. That was a very close call. So let's see if I can get that on the spyglass. That there, kamikaze dodo. That will explode and kill me. But it's only got 200 torpor, so I should be able to knock it out and that'll be okay. I want this defense unit to get out of the way. The defense unit can kill my character. Yeah, a bit of a complicated operation, I'm afraid. Right, defense unit. That dodo. Dodo will like charge towards me as soon as it aggroes. It's aggroed. Get that and then run away because it's kamikaze. If it gets too close to you, it just blows up. Okay, I'm going to come over here. Cut my stuff. This away. So, plan for the kamikaze dodo because what I want to deal with it is if I see it, I'm going to shoot it. And if I knock it out, don't kill it but knock it out, it shouldn't blow up. There we go. And that's going to be safe for a while until the torpor wears off. I can go get this alpha. Okay, so aggroed on me and I missed. One hit. I'm going to hit this one twice. The toxic arrows and a standard crossbow. I was wasting up arrow. It was actually already being knocked out. And needs one of those kibbles. And I want to hang around for anything else to go wrong. I'm going to get maybe 3 of those. Possibly a male one if I happen to see a male one. Get my high level trike. Pteranodon. So this trike, it's just a regular one, but I put all the HP into it. Depending, like if you can't level stuff up as far on your server, you might have to get an alpha trike for this. But now I'm going to tell the trike to go attack that. I'm going to wait for it to do its claw, like grabbing attack on the trike. Going to charge in, so it's doing like actually no damage. It's doing 700, so it will damage it eventually. I'm not sure what the 5 damage was then. Maybe the 5 was from charge, or maybe that or something. I'm not sure. Now, if I'm very lucky, the trike could just kill him. And if it does, that is great, because the turtle is actually a distraction there. If it uses its claw attack on the trike, then I'm going to come in with the Pteranodon. Because once it's grabbed something, okay, it's grabbed something, it can't grab a second thing now. So now it's doing that, I can safely come in and hit it, and it can't do that same attack against my Pteranodon. I'm doing 4,000 damage to it, so I'm actually going to kill it a lot faster than the trike would anyway. It should die now. One more. And there we go. And the reason why I want to do this is look at all this organic polymer and over 5,000 chitin. Actually, if I hadn't eaten it as well, I had the fairy would harvest it even more. But it's a very, very good source of organic polymer and chitin, and that's not really worth building. So I was saying, I'm going to make the long neck rifle now because I broke the crossbow anyway. I feel like repairing it and getting a better weapon would be nice. So long neck rifle just costs metal, like you just need to get to level 35 and it's metal. That bit is really easy. So make the long neck rifle. It's possible you'll find a better engram around. In fact, I did just like right now at the end find a better crossbow, but I was like running out of arrows anyway. Let's move on to better things. So I make the long neck rifle. Now I need to make bullets. Simple rifle ammo. Get gunpowder and metal. Metal's easy. Gunpowder. There is charcoal, which sounds like I was saying, don't throw your charcoal away from fires, and spark powder. Get out spark powder, so that quickly. This will make 12 charcoal. You're going to need quite a lot of charcoal. The bullets are relatively expensive, and that's actually one of the huge improvements if you have stack mods to get bigger stacks, or you just have higher rates in general. Getting more gunpowder cheaper is a huge thing. A bunch of gunpowder made, I can make some bullets, go times on that, and you get 2 at a time, so that should give me 100 bullets. But I'm still not done. This is a relatively involved step. So the next engram I had was advanced dart casing. In fact, you'll also find it's just lying around sometimes. You'll get them drops from something. But otherwise they're made from the simple rifle ammo that I just made. And then I can make them into darts. So I just unlocked the apex ones, so because I would have killed some of those apex dillos with the Pteranodon, I'm just going to not bother with regular ones. I'm not going to bother with potent, not going to bother with toxic, I'm not going to bother with alpha, straight to apex. So if you look at the apex infused, 36 times, so each one of these darts is going to do 36 times more torpor than a dart, and I think that is definitely worth the cost. It takes a little bit of time to craft. So now I've got that. Make 50 darts initially because I haven't got that much apex blood. Like I said, dillos are easy to kill, but not common, but they don't drop very much blood. But 50 darts, after a lot of taming I can do. See. Oh, 170, so this one's worth taming. So now I've got the better darts, I'll be able to knock out 6.7k torpor way quicker. To make sure it does not fall in the water or that shark will eat it. Had enough taming disasters already today. Get off this dinosaur just to keep this safe. Let's make sure it's on passive. Yeah, again, it's on passive. And I'm just going to shoot this with the dart. And there you go, instant knockout. So there's even an upgraded rifle. This is a standard 100% rifle I just made. But with those apex rounds, like so much better. And it's easy to hit stuff as well. Now what did this need? Just still 1 kibble. I think the taming rate's like relatively high on this server. But with taming helper, it really doesn't matter, like just put more taming helper in if you need to. Now what Area says, I'm not going to use this one, I'm going to soul it and hang on to it. Because I don't want these high level ones to die, like I've searched around quite a while looking for them before, so you do not want them to die. Well, I'm going to get lucky, so what I'm going to do before I get one killed again is I'm going to breed these. So to breed them, I must throw them both out. My gold terminal, make options, automation, collection is turned on. To go on to make those mate. And I've not got a nanny or anything anyway right now, so I'm not going to bother with just trapping newborns to imprint them. Once I get the egg, I'm just going to hatch it straight away. Turn these down to passive as well so they don't attract anything bad over here. So this one will be essentially only for breeding until such a time that I have bears with the same stats. Because having got an okay stat one, I don't want to like lose it. Or at least, well, maybe I'll get like a high level one. I didn't see any like high level ones as I was flying around. That's the best I saw. So it has now laid an egg. So the egg should be over here. My egg, okay, it's sourced alphabetically. So 1 Pteranodon egg, and it has also incubated it down to 1. So that's a very nice soul trap feature. So if I just drop the egg out of here, it should hatch because it's so close. And okay, so this would pick it up. I didn't actually put any soul traps in there. So I'd do it that way. If I had put soul traps in the soul terminal, it would have picked it up. Gonna pick those up so they're safe. And going to deploy my child here. Not got any yet. Let's see if I actually got enough hair. 8. Okay, I'm nowhere close. But I'm not too worried for alphas. I don't really care about the imprint bonus. The reason why I'm breeding them is because I want to have spares when they inevitably die, as you saw, or as I mentioned earlier. Basically what happened was I got knocked off a dinosaur by a raptor, and then the raptors ate it. So this is some more resource farming and stuff, not too exciting. This is still growing up. It does take a while even for like an Alpha Pteranodon to grow. It's about halfway done. But like I said, this one isn't amazing anyway. It's kind of just a demonstration because I didn't get the stats I wanted. So I'm still on the lookout for better ones of those. Or for this mating interval to eventually get down to 2 hours now. But I have gone and got enough Alpha Dodos. So I've got an additional 3 to go in here. Yeah, but I think this concludes really getting the alpha stage. There's other alpha dinosaurs that I could go get. I'm not sure if I will. Alpha Trike, Anki, Fairy, stuff like that. Maybe if I just happen to come across a good one, I'll tame it. But I think this pretty much does the alpha level as far as prior to progression, because what this gives me now is alpha eggs, so I can now go make elemental kibble. The one alpha actually of note, before I forget, I might go get, and I might even make a special trip to Crystal Isles just for this one purpose, is going to be an Alfa Griffin. Because an Alfa Griffin, unlike a Pteranodon, and it might just make this whole taming thing actually kind of pointless, but the reason for the Alfa Griffin is while it's much harder to get, you can shoot off of an Alfa Griffin. So I can take my Griffin, take my gun, and I can shoot off of it, which is very, very good for taming anything land-based, and also very, very good for taming anything air-based, because right now, if I want to tame like a Pteranodon, I have to wait for it to land. It makes taming airborne stuff a bit of a pain. So getting a Griffin is going to make that a lot easier. Seems like a good thing to go do. In terms of straightforward progression, now I've got the alpha eggs, I should be able to make the elemental kibble. But most of the elementals are flyers, which is why the Alfa Griffin at this point is very tempting. But that's all certainly going to be something for next time, so be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to see that.